So Zero, what kinds of things do you like to read?
Well, I like all kinds of genres, to be honest. Horror, fantasy, science, fiction, manga. I say that last part a little more quietly, half jokingly. I just wanted to see Natsuki's reaction. As expected, Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. Looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet. Did you say half jokingly? Okay, so that means he kind of reads manga, but not fully manga? Okay.
Oh wow, I never knew Sayori's friend would be quite the literary connoisseur.
Well, I mean, I don't think anyone's ever called me that my entire life. I'm trying to show the fact that I'm blushing a bright crimson red by trying to quickly switch gears. Anyway, how about you, Yuri?
Well, let's see.
Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her finger.
My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive.
Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She's every bit as reserved and timid as I figured she'd be. But it's obvious by the way her eyes light up and that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people. At least books never judge you.
But you know, I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately.
I still love that line in the base game. She just says that, and then you're like, huh? And then she's like,
Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror.
and you're like, huh? Yuri, open your mouth. Yuri, please. Oh yeah, I guess, yeah, this mod's not using MPT. I've never really judged mods for that, mostly though, like, you know, but it is, like, for, like, not opening their mouths to make them talk. I think the only time I've judged them is they don't have their mouths closed when they don't say anything, because that one looks weirder, or they just have their mouth open, but they're not doing anything on screen, they're just like, But, yeah, no, I don't really judge mods too much, because I feel like it's kind of I'm like, it's whatever, because the base game does it, so I'm like, eh. Oh yeah, horror books are great. I shift uncomfortably in my chair. I'm still a little anxious for my visit with Mr. X and with whatever glitch happened when I entered the club room.
Really? I wouldn't have expected that, Yuri. For someone as gentle as you? I guess you could say that. But if a story makes me think or takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment.
Ugh, I hate horror.
Oh, why is that?
Well, Natsuki's eyes dart over to me for a split second. Never mind.
That's right. You usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki?
Can't help but smirk a little.
What? What gives you that idea? You left a piece of scrap paper behind last club meeting. It looked like you were working on a poem called... Don't say it out loud! And give that back! Fine, fine. Your cupcakes, your poems, everything you do is just as cute as you are.
Sayori settles up behind Natsuki and puts her hands on her shoulders.
I'm not cute!
Natsuki, you write your own poems?
Well, I guess sometimes.
Why do you care? I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime?
No!
Natsuki averts her eyes.
You wouldn't like them.
Well, I think I would. I actually really like poetry. Girls look at me as if I have bugs crawling out of my mouth. What? I can't like poetry too? Yuri smiles gently.
I must say, you continue to surprise us, Zero.
I think I hear a faint coming from Monika's direction.
Though I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing the level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. Simply willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart. Do you have writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe if you share some of your work, you can set an example and help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers.
I'm guessing that's a thanks but no thanks from Yuri as well.
Aww, I wanted to read everyone's poems.
Monika and I both look at each other simultaneously, as if on cue, knowing what's supposed to come next.
Okay, I have an idea, everyone.
Huh? Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically at Monika.
Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. Then, next time we meet, we'll all share them with each other. That way, everyone is even. Yeah, let's do it! Plus, now that we have a new member, I think it will help us all get a little more comfortable with each other and strengthen the bond of the club. Also, why didn't I say okay, everyone? That's like my thing. Guys. Isn't that right, Zero?
Aren't you all forgetting something?
What's that?
Monika may have forgotten that at first I did as well, but technically I haven't agreed to join the club yet. I never said I would join this club. I mean, I am just here on a trial basis after all, aren't I? So if I decided to... That was my train of thought. We have the 4 girls start backing with dejected eyes. Monika just looks at me with a raised eyebrow.
Are you sure? I'm sorry, I thought... Zero.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I don't know why I bothered. It's not like I wasn't going to join anyway, but how can anyone say no to this? Also, I'm assuming Monika wouldn't make that face if we picked the other option. Because, yeah, she wouldn't know that we're aware. I'm assuming the other difference was probably the that was said earlier when Yuri said that you seemed to surprise us. That probably wouldn't have happened either. Guess I might as well just be done with it. Right. Okay, I've decided then. I'll join the literature club. One by one, the girl's eyes light up.
Yes! I'm so happy!
Sarah wraps her arms around me, jumping up and down.
Hey! You really did scare me for a moment.
If you really just came for the cupcakes, I would be super pissed.
That makes it official. Welcome to the literature club.
Thanks, I guess.
Okay, everyone, there it is. I think with that, we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember tonight's excitement. Write a poem to bring to the next meeting, so we can all share.
Monika looks over at me once more.
Zero, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself.
Yeah. This is going to be a bit of a challenge. Not sure who I should spend more time with. I already feel the anxiety welling up inside me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri and Natsuki clean up their food.
Hey Zero, since we're already here, do you want to walk home together?
That's right. Sayori would walk home with the player character after club meetings. Oh, okay. Interesting. On the other hand, Monika looked like she might want to talk to me. Should I walk home with Sayori or talk to Monika? I mean, it's not like Sayori's gonna question anything, and I feel like we kind of have to go forward with, we kind of have to discuss with Monika. We can't just be all like, oh, I don't know. Well, anyway, Monika, gave you that hint. Bye. Like, we should probably discuss a game plan. So, yeah. I decided it might be best just get this out of the way first. Sayori should be alright for now, and I must admit I'm curious about Monika's awareness. Actually, if you don't mind, I'd like to catch up with Monika real quick, but I promise you and I will start walking to school back in together starting tomorrow. Looks a little disappointed, but only for a quick second, before her disappointment is replaced by that big smile of hers.
That's okay, Zero. I look forward to it. See you guys later.
Heads out of the classroom with a wave, making Monika and I the only ones left in the classroom. I turn towards Monika with a sheepish smile. So? Well, this is awkward. Guess I'll go first. Are you? I couldn't really think of a better way to ask that. Looks at me puzzled a little at first.
If by me you mean am I aware everything here is a game, then yes, I'm me. Though I don't think you and I have actually met. I mean, I know who you're supposed to be, but I'm guessing you're not them. Are you aware like me?
You would be correct. I suppose that's one way to put it. I know how this is going to sound, but I guess I'll just say it. I'm not originally from this game. I'm actually from the outside world. Monika stares blankly at me for a second, then her eyes widen with realization. And most of the game trying to be with the player, or me I guess, So I don't think she knew that she would do. I don't think she knew what she would do if she actually came to face with them. Oh God, her eyes. Like a dog chasing a car and then not knowing what to do with it once it caught it.
You're from out there?
Yes, I am. Hi, Monika. It's nice to finally meet you. With tears in her eyes, she begins to cry. Her knees shake a little bit, and it's almost like she's about to faint. Luckily, I caught her just in time before she hit the ground. I'm taken a little bit by surprise. I don't really know what reaction I was expecting, but it certainly wasn't this. I slowly help her back up and into a nearby seat after making sure she's all right.
Sorry. I don't know what to say. I only ever wanted to reach you, and now that you're here...
Just then, it was like a sudden burst of realization hit her like a ton of bricks. Her eyes widened in horror and disgust.
All of those things I did. Zero, I'm so sorry. You must think I'm a monster.
And with that, it's back to sobbing. I just can't help but feel bad for her, despite the things I witnessed her doing. This kind of situation is completely foreign, not just to me, but in general. Morals and ethics in this particular instance aren't well defined when it comes to AI on AI violence, so I'm not sure I can judge her for anything. Monika, listen. I take a seat beside her, and hesitating on whether or not to put my hand on her shoulder in an attempt to console her. At the last second, I opted to place my hand back in my lap.
No, you don't have to say it. It's okay. I'm a horrible person for what I did to them, even if they're not real.
Monika, I'm not here to judge you. I don't think I could. While I don't exactly condone the actions of your past, I also can't exactly say what I would have done or how I would have reacted if I had been in your situation. Monika looks up at me almost bewildered and surprised, but stays silent aside from the occasional sniffling. Look, truth is, regardless of whether the others are sentient or not, they're here now. They're back. Which means we can make things better. But this, Monika sinks her head down slowly.
Make things better? How can we do that? And how are you even here? How is any of this possible?
Well, it's kind of a funny story. Not really funny as in haha funny, though. Spend the next 20 minutes filling her in on my conversation with the mysterious Mr. X and the deal we made to keep the code stable long enough for him to work out a solution.
I'm surprised. I had no idea that someone or something like that existed in here with me. Thought I was all alone. That would also explain why I couldn't access the console when I came back. I spent so many hours inside the character files in the game folder, inside the script file, and so many others. I never stopped to actually look for any unused characters in the script. I honestly didn't have time. There was so much code, and the story was still running and progressing. Most of the time, I was having to think on my feet and react rather than be proactive or have time to study. Especially since whenever I wasn't being used in the script, I winced a little as I remembered what she had mentioned previously about where the game puts her whenever she's not on screen. Well, it was unpleasant to say the least.
Actually, about that.
Yes?
Sorry, I don't mean to dredge up painful memories, but do you still get trapped in a void when you're, not active? That sounds dumb, sorry.
No, it's alright. Oddly enough, this hasn't happened since the previous iteration of the game was running. Ever since it restarted, I haven't been pushed into the void or anything. It's kind of odd, since now I have more free time and can actually spend it in my actual house or doing other things.
Ah, well, that's good to hear at least. I'm guessing at least part of the reason is probably because while I'm here, the game has been running continuously. Monika gets up and stands in front of the desk, having recomposed herself from earlier. Wait, did she mention she gets sent? Wait, all right, hold up. This is definitely one of my DDLC, probably one of my DDLC, like, not remembering super well type deals right here. Does she mention that when she's not on screen, she, like, gets sent to a void? I thought it was more so when the game is closed, she gets sent to the void. I didn't think it was when she's not on screen. I thought it was when you closed the game. I don't actually remember that. That's what I was saying. I don't actually remember it being when she's not on screen. I thought it was just when the game was closed. I think she mentions in Act 3, she says when the game gets closed. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, I don't think she ever said it was when she's not on screen. Because if she gets sent to the void when she's not on screen, then how would she be able to send us messages in Act 2, or even, you know, the message when Sayori breaks the game? That's where I was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's only when the game closes. Because, yeah, that's where I was like, it wouldn't be when she's not on screen, because that wouldn't make sense with how she's able to still send you stuff in the game when she's not even on screen, you know? Like, if what they're saying is true, where she gets, you know, gets trapped in a void when she's not active, that wouldn't make any sense. Messages from the void! Like, yeah. She has good reception. It was just a mistake on the author. Most likely, yeah, that's what I was like. It most likely was just it's most likely just a little mistake. But it was just something, yeah, because I was like, I don't recall that being the case. So yeah, I'm assuming that was just, yeah, it was just some minor mistake, probably. Mom gets up, stands in front of the desk, and recomposed herself from earlier.
Aw, Zero. Were you concerned about me?
I blushed slightly. I mean, you know, just didn't want you to have to go through all that again. Monika giggles a little to herself, and I also get up. We'll just stand there for a moment awkwardly. So, now what? Monika ponders herself for a moment.
Good question.
I'll start to say something at the same time. You first, please. Half-heartedly nods in appreciation.
Zero, please know that I don't expect you to forgive me. I mean, I wouldn't forgive me either. What I did out of fear and desperation. To me, everything just seems so flat, so empty, hopeless. None of the other characters, none of the others seemed real. So in my mind, it was just altering a block of code here or there.
I know, Monika. It's alright. Like I said, you have a second chance, and I can help. Together we can save everyone. Monika looks back down at the ground for a moment. With a heavy sigh, she raises her eyes up to meet mine.
Zero, I know you and I just met, but I feel like I can trust you. That being said, I don't know if I trust this Mr. X. Do you?
Hell no! She's not wrong. It was obvious from the moment that I got here that he wasn't being honest with me. I'm just not sure what his true motive or goal is yet. Agreed. Don't know if I completely trust him either. What other choice do we have? If we wake the others, we might actually make the game crash. I mean, for all we know, he could be listening to us right now.
It's unlikely.
Oh? Why is that?
Well, I imagine if he was, he would have stepped in by now.
I guess. Maybe. But back to the concern about the game crashing. That is actually a really good point. Either A, he would have stepped in, or B, he's being secretive and just hearing them plan because he's like, they don't know that I'm listening, you know? I don't know. I feel like he would have definitely probably stepped in, though. With that many free wills deciding their own path, would the program be able to adapt? She pauses for a moment to let this sink in, but then speaks up.
I think it can. I mean, you saw how much the game adapted when from before, and I didn't really know what I was doing. Despite all of that mess, the game still found a way to adapt and proceed.
Huh. Actually, that's very true. I never really thought about that until now. That's very odd for regular games programming, which just raises more questions. So, you think we should wake them?
Well, I agree that I want to save them. Would it really be right for us to give them self-awareness? Assuming that's even possible?
I don't get it. What do you mean?
Think about it. You saw how knowledge of the true nature of the world corrupted me, caused me to become erratic. I practically lost myself in the chaos. Should he really inflict such a burden of knowledge on them? Wouldn't it be better for them to be oblivious?
Ignorance is bliss.
And if we should fail, or Mr. X ends up just deleting them, we'd be cruelly waking them just in time to be corrupted or worse.
You have a point. There'd be some kind of ethical issue here with bringing them into a world of despair. But again, ethics here are pretty hazy. Plus, they're already here anyway. It's not like they asked to be trapped here. You might be right. There's an argument to be made about ignorance being bliss. Yeah. And the world might literally come crashing down around us if they did gain awareness. That is also true. I feel like at this point we might as well just... I'll just say, it's like, considering we kind of have... There's two negatives towards the idea of telling them. Like, you know, like, at this point, might as well just make the fucking... Might as well just make a checklist. Like, there's two big negatives on telling them, and only one negative on not telling them. It would be mean. Like, that's the only one negative on the other side. Like, I don't know, it's like, the other ones are, world could literally be destroyed, and they could also literally have a mental breakdown. The other one is just, it would be kind of mean to not tell them. It's like, I don't know, I think we just probably shouldn't have to tell them. But don't you think they deserve a chance to choose for themselves? Monika looks at me for a few moments, thinking about the question as if to ponder what she would have chosen for herself.
I don't know.
Monika, if I'd shown up back then, or someone else did, told you that you could choose. Monika sighs in resignation.
You're right. I suppose if I had given the choice to stay in ignorant bliss or to retain my newfound knowledge, no matter which I picked, I'd still be glad that I was given a choice.
Smile at Erin for the first time since she and I met. Her eyes had a sparkle to them, and her smile felt sincere instead of plastered on. How do you give them a choice, though? Like, obviously, yes, I would 100% agree with that. Like, I will say, obviously, yes, I 100% agree with giving them a choice, but, like, how do you give that choice? Like, what are you gonna do? What is it, like, Sayori, we're gonna tell you something. Like, what do you... Because, like, once, like, do you want us to tell you the world is real or not? Like, you already told her. As I say, it's like, how do you give them a choice? Like, I'm totally down with giving them a choice. Don't get me wrong. That is like, yeah, let's go. That's the best choice here. But, like, how do we do that? Hey, Sayori, want to hear something earth-shattering? If she says no, we don't do it. Like, I don't think we can wipe their brains. So, I guess it's decided then. We give them the choice. Question is, how do we wake them? I imagine we can't just blurt it out. Might cause confusion. Monika nods in agreement. We'll probably have to let them come to their own conclusion themselves. Subtly. Well, is there anything in particular that you can think of that may have led to your own awakening? Shakes her head.
Unfortunately not. Mine was rather sudden and abrupt, presumably when you launched the game for the first time.
Well, I guess we have a little bit of time to figure it out. Though with the festival coming up, I'm supposed to be spending time with someone.
Yes, and if you deviate too far from the script, who knows what might happen.
Actually, if you recall, according to Mr. X, the path is dynamic now, which means I could probably deviate from the original script at least a little bit.
I see. Well, in that case,
Seems like she really wants to ask whoever it is she wants to ask, but is hesitant because she's afraid of the answer.
You really need to, you know, get close to them?
Turns a bright shade of crimson red. And I realize I'm probably doing the same. I mean, no, but, not that I wouldn't want to get close to you, too. I just... wait, I didn't mean like that. I just mean what I meant is smooth. Real smooth. I was fumbling over my words, made me feel like I fell right into the stereotype of a main protagonist for one of these games. Hey, shut your mouth, guy. I fumble over my words too when it comes to women. Everybody does. It's just as hard. You know, as a man talking to girls, it gets scary. At least it only happens with girls you're attracted to. If you're not really attracted to a girl, it's very easy, obviously. If you're just doing it with every girl you talk to, you might have a problem. Oh, yeah, if you're talking to like a girl you're attracted to, you're gonna probably fumble a little bit because you're gonna be like, oh no. Or you're gonna be sitting here in your head being like, shouldn't have said that, shouldn't have said that, shouldn't have said that. So I was like, well, yeah, no, if it's a girl you're not attracted, like if it's just a friend you have or something, you're not gonna fumble over your words talking to her. At least I don't. I don't know. Maybe other people do. Like I said, maybe people do that. I don't know. Let's say I don't do that. Meanwhile, Monika lets out a teasing laugh. Yeah, I'm not really great at this. I don't think I've ever heard her giggle this much. Well, I mean, of course not, but still, it's rather charming. Out of it. Need to focus.
Well, at any rate, it might still be prudent to spend some time with them. If there was any chance of them awakening without us being able to access the console, it'd be through you.
Me? Why do you say that?
Because the game was originally created around your character getting closer to them. So it would stand to reason that the best way to wake them is to open their hearts.
Open your... Sorry. Oh, great. Now we're doing Matrix meets Kingdom Hearts. Oh, heard that. We're gonna get the power of waking? Alright, let's go. We gotta go learn the power of waking. Somebody get Ventus. We gotta go get him. But is that actually how we're gonna wake them up? Through the power of love?
Once they're more receptive to the truth, it might stir something within them, similar to me.
I guess you're right, but you didn't have to put it like that. Monika rolls her eyes and smiles.
I meant a realization, silly. Anyway, you better get going. I've kept you here late enough as it is, and I need time to process this new information. Oh gosh, that makes me sound like a computer.
Huh. Well, you're right about the new info. It's a lot to take in. Let me know if you think of anything else. I assume you have my number?
Actually I don't. Never really learned it since the code didn't really have one in mind when it was made.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay, well, luckily I found this character's phone in the bedroom when I arrived here. Conveniently, I was able to charge it during the meeting. If you want, you can put your number into there, and then I can call you so you have mine. Monika nods as I hand her my phone.
There, should be all set.
Handing me my phone back, Rand lingers just a moment against mine. Noticeably enough, they both blush slightly. Thanks. Well, guess I'll see you tomorrow?
Yep, see you tomorrow, Zero.
Let's start to head out into the hallway when Monika stops and turns in my direction.
Oh, and Zero?
Yeah?
Don't forget to write a poem tonight.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. With that, we part ways and I begin to head home. Luckily, the path is straight shot from the school to my character's house and was easy enough for me to remember from this morning's trek. Okay. A Matrix reference, but Kingdom Hearts gets a free pass. Again, I've always said I'm kind of iffy about just name dropping things. It always does kind of take me out a little personally. Like, where it's like, oh wow, now we're doing Kingdom Hearts, eh? You know, like if it was a little more subtle, like, oh, it's like I think I played a game like that once or something, and it was like a boy with a key, you know, something like that. Then it'd be like, ha, but you know, it's. It's like, just by straight up saying Kingdom Hearts, it does just kind of be like, okay. But yeah, that was a nice little scene, though, of like them talking and stuff. That was cute. Monika's now gonna work with us. I don't know if she actually, so is she implying that we should make, so who are we making poems for then? Can we only hang out with them if we make poems for them? Maybe MC will probably talk about this. All the way, my mind wanders back and forth between the four girls. Sayori, Natsuki, Yuri, and of course, Monika. Can I really trust anyone here? Will I ever be able to leave? Perhaps we'll be able to save them if I get to know them better. In the meantime, I'll just need to make the most of my circumstances and maybe try to start getting to know each of them one at a time. And I guess I start writing a poem tonight. Okay, it says get to know each of them one at a time. Oh, hello. I don't know what that said. It's time to write a poem. I should pick words I think my favorite club member will like. Something good might happen with whoever likes my poem the most. Okay. So Monika is here. I figured she was gonna be here. But Okay, so it said free me from this prison. Okay, well, okay, so that definitely was Mr. X then, if he's saying that. Nice job trying to not feel like you're a bad guy, buddy. All right, so because she says like to spend time with all of them, does this mean they want me to try to make poems for each of them? Like just kind of go as time goes on? Because like I could probably go like Monika first, then make a poem for Sayori, then make a poem for Natsuki, you know? Like, well, maybe. I'll go with Monika. So I'm assuming Monika's uncanny. No, it's Yuri. Fuck. Console's Monika. There we go. Oh, it has the cheat. Oh, okay. It has the cheat. All right. I remember seeing code for this in the I remember seeing code for this in the asset in like in the community. People to be able to use. Where yeah, the cheat, you can just whoever you hover over, you will see they will do a little jump if you hover over their word. Desperation's Monika's. You know, let me try to see if I can guess. Class is Monika. See if I can still get reconciles Monika. Yep. Functions Monika. Aware is Monika. Anxiety? No, that would be Yuri, damn it. Folders Monika. Song is Monika? Yeah. Romance? No, romance? Ponytail's definitely Monika, but maybe romance? Let's say Sayori. That was a regular word. President's Monika. Well, President's Monika and Sayori. Unrequited is Sayori. I remember that for sure. Binary's Monika. Secretive's Yuri. Art is Sayori. Okay. Stockings is Monika. Uniform is Monika. Incongruent is Yuri for sure. Is philosophy Monika? No, it's Yuri. Okay. Breathe might be. No, wait, I don't think any of these are Monika. Yeah, none of these are Monika words. Just go with a loud. Prayer's Yuri. Atone is Yuri. Save is Monika. And constant is Monika. All right. I'm not sure how, but I managed to get some sleep last night despite being in a video game abducted against my will and sleeping in the MC's house. I thought this demo was short. I was like, we've been here for an hour 40, and I'm still like, I'm assuming this is the final day, but I'm also assuming this day isn't going to be short either. Still, it was a little creepy. Couldn't stop thinking about... Oh, excuse me. I couldn't stop thinking about Mr. X or someone else watching me while I slept. So I did what any reasonable person would do. I slept on the couch, with the light on, and a knife. Because a knife is effective against ethereal demonic voice, right? As if on cue, I hear the familiar voice, but the suddenness of it jolted me. Well, how was your first day? I pushed forward, almost stumbling over myself as I look around, trying to determine the origin of the voice. Jesus! You scared the shit out of me! My apologies. Force of habit. Jeez. So, are they all you had hoped they would be? I mean, I'm not really sure I knew what to expect, but yeah, it was surreal. Good, good. There seemed to be a moment of silence that lingered just long enough to venture into awkwardness. So, was there something you needed? I'm sorry. I got lost in thought. I wanted to check up on you to see if our plan is still in motion. Well, we never really had a plan to begin with, since you said you needed time to come up with one. But I guess, everything seems to be going well. True, yes. I've had time to think, and I believe I'm close to a solution. Or at least close to figuring out our next step. That is not what that said. Again, an uneasy feeling in the pit of my stomach for some reason when he says that. Right, and that would be... I believe there's a way for us to leave here in a similar manner to which I pulled you in. Really? Quite. I'm still figuring out the details, but it might be possible if we condensed our files enough into packets that could be transmitted electronically through a medium that could convert them from binary electronic signals to bioelectric ones, similar to what your human brains use for all of its functions, not the least of which is consciousness. That seems like science fiction nonsense. Perhaps it does. For now, but keep in mind, so was the concept of pulling a person's consciousness into a computer game at one point as well. Touché. Now, what about her? Alright. I forgot that he would probably be interested in knowing whether Monika was sentient or not. Suppose it wouldn't hurt to tell him, since she can't do anything with access to the console. But then again, don't completely trust him either. I mean... I will say this, the fact that you can pause during the timed things does kind of make timed dialogue choices kind of worthless, but does kind of make the timer kind of worthless when I can just pause, but whatever. The timer still goes, yeah, but I saved. It's like I could just click save and I could be like, all right, time to do this. See, it's back. Whee! So, you know, I can still use that. I mean, might as well tell him the truth. He was gonna figure out eventually anyway. Again, she can't do anything. So, I feel like lying to him is just gonna cause more problems. Lying to him is just gonna cause more issues. I might as well just play along with him anyway. Against my better judgment, I decided that there probably wasn't any point in lying to him. Monika doesn't have any power anymore, and he does. So I guess in the end, if he wanted to, he could have gotten rid of her already by now. Plus, if he's omnipotent or omniscient or whatever, probably already figured it out anyway. She's awake, and she knows. I see. I appreciate you telling me the truth. You already knew, though, didn't you? I did, yes. Despite what you may think, I'm not ever at once, but I can still sense something different within her file. See? See? Lying to him literally would have just caused more problems. I was like, and there it is. Like I said, he probably knew anyway. Lying would have just caused distrust, and it would have just made him dislike us further. So, might as well just tell him the truth. Can't tell if he can read my mind or he's just insightful enough to know what I'd be thinking in a situation like this. Is that going to be an issue? Will the script derail? Not necessarily. I already figured she would retain her sentience somehow despite the purge and reset. She's persistent like that. I get it because the persistent file. While formulating my plans, I'd already had her being aware built in as a contingency, since the script was able to do just fine in the original game. Well, that is until she decided to start tampering with files. It should be alright for now. Plus, don't we want to wake them all eventually anyway when we all leave here together? Those was silence as he paused to consider what to say. Yes, but not before I'm ready with our escape plan. It'll be like burning a bridge or detonating a bomb behind us while we run to the other side. You know damn well he does not intend to bring the girls with him. Besides, it matters not either way, as she doesn't have access to the console. That being said, you would do well to avoid contact with her as much as possible. You're aware that she's the club president of the very club I'm actively engaged in, right? Yes, sarcasm aside, I meant anything outside of the club. She may not have the power she once did, but she's clever enough that I wouldn't put anything past her. Lest you forget, she tore apart the system and did gruesome things to those girls, all just so she could be with you. I believe in your world, we call that type of person... Yeah, yandere. Precisely. An unstable person, to say the least. So don't trust her. If she tries anything, or you suspect she might be, let me know. And I'm supposed to trust you, man who pulled me in here against my will and is constantly saying a bunch of double talk. Yes, of course. She is not to be trusted. Again, this guy's not really doing much of a good job. Also, yeah, I feel like very anime-esque to be like, I believe in your world, we call that person... No, I don't call a real-life person a yandere. We call that person a psychopath or a crazy person. Also, but yeah, this is a classic manipulation from Mr. X here by trying to bring up the by trying to bring up the fucking bad things that Monika did to be like, oh, to make us not trust her. Be like, oh, unless you forget, remember what she did to your friends? Yes, quite, indeed. How could you forget? You know, like, yeah, classic manipulation, buddy. I get you. I get you. Not exactly would I go about doing that. Not exactly reachable by phone. Or are you? No. In fact, the only place I'm able to fully truly communicate with you is in here. In this house. Really? Why is that? I suspect it's because it was originally designed to be the original MC's place of residence. As mentioned previously, a vessel that you, the player, take over when entering the game. Once again, making me think he is the MC. Because the fact that, he can only talk to us in MC's house. Kinda convenient. I'm pretty sure he's the previous MC. Like, he is the game MC. Or something like that. And he has somehow gained his own, like, sentience or something. And he is now trying to escape. Makes the code here a little easier to access. Plus, I was only able to bring you here through that bedroom, when I've been able to pull you from anywhere else. I guess that makes sense. Not really, but I decided to just go with it. I'm starting to run late for school anyway. Just remember, trust no one, especially Monika. Just focus on spending time with other girls or doing club activities or whatnot. If she starts to act up again, not sure I like where this is going. Well, we'll just have to put her in a timeout for a little while. Bring her to this house. It'd be easier for me to put her somewhere safe for the time being. It sounds more like a punishment than a precaution. Anyway, that's all for now. Let me know if you need anything. Sure, will do. Oh wait, there is one thing. Yes, what is it? I noticed something odd when I first walked into the classroom yesterday. What do you mean? What was odd about it? Well, the whole place seemed to glitch for a few seconds, and then everything was normal. Awkward silence again. Though this time, I think it's him that's feeling awkward. Glitch, you say? I wouldn't worry too much about it. As I told you before, I've been piecing together the code since it was broken. Most of it is intact now, but there may still be one or two bugs. Most importantly, it shouldn't be anything game-breaking. Let me know, though, if you notice anything else like that. Ah, okay. Suppose that makes sense. Thanks. With that, I cautiously grab my things and head out the door. Okay, that is Mr. X. You think you're protected in there, do you, number 3? I'm number 3! He's talking to me, chat! Ah! Oh no! We're like the Duck Hunt trio! I'm the shooter! Yeah! Afro 3? I'm pretty sure I'm number 3. That's who you're talking to, huh? Just you wait. I'll get access soon enough. No! He's talking to me! I'm assuming he's talking. I don't know. I'm just taking wild theories and guesses here. But I am going to have to be sorry. I have to end the stream here because it is getting late. And I have a normal sleep schedule now. So it is getting late. So I do have to end it here. We made some pretty good time, though. I'll probably finish this in, like, a recording, honestly, considering I don't think there's that much left anyway. And I don't think I'm going to be going back and doing the other routes of the girls in the demo. I'm sorry. I know there's probably somebody out there who's going to be really pissed, or I'm not doing that. But I ultimately feel like doing that just feels, I don't know. I want to have the experience of playing it myself. You know, I want to have the experience of choosing a choice and seeing what happens, you know? And I don't want to just be like, okay, but what happened with this? Because then you don't really know what the true, what the true playthrough was at that point, you know? Like, you kind of lose what it was supposed to be when I'm clicking here. It makes my choices feel less. It feels like they're less meaningful when I'm going back and going through every single choice, you know? Like, can you really say I picked the wrong choice when I'm gonna go back and do every choice anyway? So yeah, it's like, Yeah, it's something where it's like, I'd much rather just kind of go with the choices I want to do. And if I get an ending I don't like, then sure, I'll go back and, maybe fuck around with the choice. But I'm not going to deliberately go out of my way to get every single choice. Anyway, but if you want to see those other choices for yourself, you can always download the mod in the description below. Anyway, so far, I'm liking this though. I'm liking this. Very, not a very unique concept, as we've seen, the whole idea of player being sucked into the game very many times in other mods before. But I do like where this is going with that concept. I like the unique things that it's doing with the whole Mr. X character and everything such as that. So far, this has a very similar, so far it has a very similar plot to something akin to, like, I was gonna say World of Dreams, but I haven't really played it, so I can't really compare it that much to it. So the closest comparison I have is Summer Hope, which is a Natsuki-focused mod, but the reason why I say that is because that is a mod centered around the MC and Monika just trying to prevent the events of the game. However, this is slightly different because we're playing as the player, but it's still kind of the same thing because, again, you're just trying to prevent the events of the game, basically. But yeah, it is slightly different though. I'm enjoying it. Like, there's some hiccups here and there, like very long beginning, but it's a very long exposition. But yeah, so far I'm enjoying myself. Anyway, that is it. Hope you guys enjoyed. This has been Zero. Peace.